And if you back it and you think it's a good thing, like just go to the moon with it. I reckon.
Have you been on the Today Show?
My arrogance goes up when I'm in a room with you.
First, you got to be self-aware.
Yeah.
Where are you in your life? It's not motivation, it's discipline.
I think it's about showing up as well.
We're
Yeah,
media
I think
trained.
we're-
Media trained.
Yeah, we're professionals now.
I hope
Actually-
so.
We actually are professionals now, aren't we?
Yeah.
You're going to be leaving all this in as well, Keelan. Not
Are we
the first
rolling?
thing I said, I love just leaving in the general chit-chat at the start, especially how you guys have said that you're media trained.
Yeah, mate, we're media trained.
Yeah, we are.
We'll
We've
see.
done a couple lessons.
We've seen us. We're travelling around the country.
I'm not sure how the arrogance is going to go at this podcast.
Have you been on the Today Show?
My arrogance goes. My arrogance goes up when I'm in a room with you because
You gotta
we have
match
to
energies
rise
twice.
to your level.
You've got to match energies. Oh,
Twice.
wow.
I don't want to look like a little bitch in front of Mr. Arrogant here.
Egos need to get met.
Oh, no.
Bro,
Gee
it's
whiz. I don't know.
ego central
I
here,
don't know how
bro.
I'm going to deal with this podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Prime Potty. That's what we're calling it, lads.
Yeah.
I'm actually so excited to have probably, I was going to say biggest guess. I've had some pretty big guests, but
2 out of 3.
we're early on and like
It's early days.
You guys are a pretty big guest, so
I think so.
I'd love to welcome the Shepmates to the show. It's great to have Miles and Archie
Yes.
here.
Prime
The
potties,
crowd-
Tommy.
The crowd goes absolutely wild.
Thanks for having us.
I'll start with you, Miles. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Love being on your potty, mate. Congrats
mate.
on the start.
Thank
Hopefully, bigger things to come. You know what I mean,
Can't get much bigger than this, mate.
mate?
It's
number 34 in the
health and
country,
fitness.
I think. Yeah.
Yes. It's,
Tommy's mentioned that about 4 times. in the
Well,
last
it is
5 minutes.
fantastic, the support that I'm getting from all you guys at home. So make sure you rate the show 5 stars because without your support, I wouldn't be here
Bloody
doing
oath.
what I'm doing. So
Bloody oath.
thank you very much. Archie, how are you, my friend?
Very good, mate. Excited. Been looking out for the Prime Potty, so it's here. We're on it. So yeah. Surprised it took you this long, actually.
Yeah, I was waiting to get a good studio, get a good producer. Shout out to Keelan. He's a fantastic
legend.
producer. And yeah, I feel very comfortable just in the host seat.
You've gone, quite far since the old Noosa Shack. when
Gee
you're doing
whiz.
interviews up
Are
there.
you guys moving out of your shack soon?
It's a bit better than a shack. I reckon. Yeah.
Mum and Dad's cooking.
Mum and Dad's cooking
Mum's
is pretty
food's pretty
good of
good.
late.
So,
Yeah,
no.
I love it down on the peninsula. So
I do like that.
it's gonna take something big to get us to move down here, I think. But I think there's a few big things coming. Hey?
That's a bit of foreshadowing.
There's a bit of
I think.
foreshadowing
Yeah, could be.
there. Like what could be in the works?
What
I don't
could
know. No one knows.
Well, I thought I'd just touch on, so everyone at home is on the same page as what we are, how we know each other. I think it began, over social media a little bit, and then I think we did a YouTube video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it started with you
it was
comment.
Kados, wasn't it?
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
were commenting on our videos. Just
Never,
saying.
ever
Mate,
happened.
yeah, you were. Mate, you were
Fan from
early
day one,
days,
bro.
you were like, oh my God, you guys are so funny. This is Tommy on every video, mate. Mark my words.
We
So I was like,
reciprocated, I think.
Yeah,
We
no,
were
I
commenting
actually
on
did
the
like your videos as well. I was like,
Yeah.
I did. You did come up in the feed quite a bit, so I was like, I like this Prime Train guy. Seems
Yeah,
like a
no.
flog, but love it.
Mate, you're not
But-
wrong, to be honest.
No.
No, you're not wrong. But yeah, we did a YouTube video very early on with Kados, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a hell of a
gathered
lot
the
of fun.
troops.
That was good. It was good. It was a good day, that, wasn't it? Meeting up with everyone. I hadn't met the 9 to 5 boys or Kados. Actually, I think we'd met Kados before, had we?
No, we hadn't.
It was It was a weird day going to that.
fresh.
I was like, damn, we're gonna film a video with all these guys we don't know, but I feel like I sort of know,
Yeah.
but I don't know what they're gonna
I've
be
been
like.
watching 9 to 5 for like 2 years, Prime for like a few months, and Kados, I'd known him for like years, so
Yeah,
like yeah,
but I
it was
thought
good.
it was good chemistry straight away. Like everyone just sort of went in with the same goals. Like we want to make a good impression, have a good laugh, and make a good video. So like, couldn't really think of a better way to meet people that way.
No, it was very, very good. We all got along very well. I think we went out for some grilled or something after.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say,
just
polished it
chatted.
off with a nice grilled burger.
Gee whiz, grilled goes all
Yeah,
right.
can't really finish the date any better than that, can ya?
It was fantastic. Well, lads, I want to get us all on the same page with that, but then I wanted to get into kind of how you guys started with your social media, because I actually saw you guys very early on, and I don't know if this brings up bad memories for you guys, but I think you guys were doing something about a radio show and trying to get the 60
Did you
second.
see that?
Were you watching that?
That
Were
is,
you that
I'm
early?
an OG fan.
No, it's very
That's
rare.
right, everybody at home. I know you're
Jeez.
listening.
Wow, it's very rare we get an OG fan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan, but I was watching and I was following, and I was
these
like,
blokes are so green.
these guys offer some pretty funny content, and it was no surprise when you guys started to pick up. And get pretty big that that you guys were on that path.
Yeah.
Pretty innocent way to start, like just reacting to like a quiz and just yelling at people.
It was a 60-second quiz or
30-second
quiz.
30 seconds, 10 questions. You have to be quick, and people on the radio were just slow, so we just like rage quit.
Did you get any of them?
Oh, we'd think we were like the goats at it, and then we ended up actually on the radio show, and we lost. So put us in our place.
Damn it.
We lost on like the last question, I think. It was like,
name a pair of famous twins.
yep, and we
You'd
couldn't.
think
we
we'd
choked.
know.
We
Just name
choked.
yourselves.
Well, we weren't that big back then.
No,
Yeah,
they said other than yourselves. That's what they said.
Oh
okay,
yeah. And I choked. I was like, oh, Hemsworth. No, they're not. They're not twins.
Yeah, choked. So
And then it just
That
took
is
too long.
hard.
'Cause
Who-
you
Yeah.
need to answer in like 2-3.
I was gonna
less
say,
than
like,
2
I can't.
seconds,
I'm
like-
trying to think of one right now. Who is a famous twin that isn't?
I think
you guys.
Olsen's maybe Olsen twins. Yeah.
Oh
You would
yeah.
know? Olsen
Yeah.
twins.
Could have said the Scott brothers, like playing footy. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. That'd be a good one.
yeah, that would have been good.
But yeah, we choked, and that was the origin story. But I think the more I get asked, like, oh, how did this come about? How did you start? It does come down to those quizzes as well. But before that as well, we were working, and then we sort of knew like, oh, I don't want to be doing like it was fine at Bowens. We were doing sales and stuff like that. I had good career path. I could see a career path there, but I wasn't really fulfilled in like my creative space because obviously to do what we do, you need an inner creative sort of drive, and we had that. So it was sort of hard to be in that confined environment, which is so straight and narrow, whereas we wanted to go left and right. So we sort of would have conversations at home like, oh, like I love my footy, would love to do something with footy or like socials or creating content. Like I can see myself doing that. Like I'd watch YouTube vlogs and stuff like I can see myself doing that. Like how cool would that be? And then it just like thinking like that naturally brings out things like you start posting on TikTok, whatever it may be. And it happened to be the quizzes. And then all of a sudden we've got 10K on TikTok, and then it only takes that one good video of being an idiot as a commentator to then straight up. And then all of a sudden you're getting momentum. But it starts with that mindset at the start. Like that's what I want to do. And sometimes you don't know how it's going to happen. It just happens, and that's sort of
Project those thoughts out there, and the universe will respond.
That's something I wanted to say. It was like, was it an ambition thing, or was it kind of just like a getting started thing?
I don't know if it was an ambition thing because I knew I wanted to change stuff in my life, and I already was making changes. Like I was working full time, and then I stopped working full time, started working 3 days a week, and then doing uni.
And for
So
me,
knew
I was
wanted to
working
study.
full time and doing an acting class on a Thursday night, and just driving up into the city and doing that. Like that was my way of shifting. Oh shit! Okay, I'm not doing anything on a Thursday night. How am I going to change the trajectory here?
And I was doing uni, but I didn't like the course I was doing. So then I was in the process of changing my course to a media and film course, which is already like again getting more into that creative space. And then obviously the videos started and we went from there.
Yeah, found a niche, a sport niche.
I like your sport niche.
Yeah, it's worked a treat.
He
so.
has definitely worked
Yeah,
a treat.
I know.
Gee,
Yeah.
Do you guys feel overwhelmed with all the sports that you have to do? I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but like you guys do have to kind of almost have a knowledge of all these sports. But I guess you don't to commentate it, but like, but still, do you feel like there's too many sports out there for you to
So
make
many.
content on?
The
The
DMs
DMs recently have been so funny.
I feel like since we've started being more diverse with the sports we're doing, we're getting
particularly the darts.
more DMs on just the most absurd sports.
How many
that-
DMs do you get? Like, just like
Oh,
that
a
are
lot.
just too absurd for you guys to ever make a video on.
You get
I don't know.
you get some wild like Irish ones that are like I don't know, it's like in the 90s and the Irish would bloody love it, but like I can't even understand half the things they're saying. So it's like fuck, that
I
one
sort of
would
have to
be real
tick a
tough.
criteria. Like most of them are good, or they'd be funny for that person, but they have to match our audience and like our brand, which
Our
is
audience is literally like 12-year-olds through to 50-year-olds. Like how do you like balance that whole thing? And that's what we have to think about every video we post.
It's so hard because, like, I find with my content, I kind of know who I need to post to and, like, what my demographic is. Do you guys check your kind of insights a little bit and, like, how do I appeal to all these people?
Yes.
Well, that's
How do I have a 12-year-old rocking up and wanting photos, and then a 45-year-old wanting photos as well?
It was more simple last year, I think, because we were very on the AFL train and doing a lot of stuff involved with that, which was great. But it gets to a point where you can, let's say, max out, and your growth starts to slow. And then we noticed it straight away as soon as we started doing World Cup stuff. The growth just goes enormously. So it's like, wow, we've only just tapped into the World Cup stuff. We haven't even looked at basketball, UFC,
NFL,
WWE, NFL. Like, can you? It's hard to think of like the spikes that will come because of tapping into that niche. But again, we sat down at the start of the year, and we were like, okay, we're different to last year because this year we're now known globally. So we're sort of becoming that global brand, but still looking after our Aussie supporters and stuff like
balance.
that.
Yeah,
it's to find balance. And we've just got Twitter, and the global stuff went nuts on Twitter. We've got like 8,000 followers on Twitter, and we've got like, you get all the
Eddie
big
Hearn,
names seeing your stuff.
That's just crazy. Like some of the names that I've seen, I saw
Ariel
Declan
Hermione.
Rice like commenting, and like for me, that's like a big person because I follow the Premier League and like soccer pretty well. And seeing Declan Rice comment, it's like, well, that's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And that's where all the big sort of media or social media personalities, they spend a lot of time on Twitter. Like, I wouldn't expect them to be flying through Instagram or TikTok all the time, but all of the big opinions and stuff are on Twitter. So when we post a video on there and it gets a reshare from one of those big names, like, it'll get in the eyes of those big personalities, which is awesome. It only takes one of them to share it, and then we grow even more.
What, you guys never really had an issue to start posting on social media, did you? Like, you kind of, like, a lot of people really struggle to post on social media because they're worried about what their friends thinking about them, Australian culture, whatever. Did you guys ever really go through that? Or you guys were just like, nah, I'm just going to post this?
I don't know. I think we didn't really make any videos for a while. So it's not like we had videos that were just waiting that should be posted or should be not.
Yeah.
But as soon as we made the videos, we were like, yeah, this is cool. We're going to post it.
Yeah.
Like, we thought it was good and we thought it was funny and we were having a laugh.
It helps having two of us as well.
I think it
yeah.
does.
Sometimes he comes to me with a video, like a quirky video that isn't commentary, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to post this. Looks funny as. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Then
He's like, what? Are you serious? I'm like,
Oh, no.
nah.
Yeah.
And like, he'll do the same to me. Like, so it's sort of, it's weird. Like, if we were solo, that would be out there, and it's probably not like a great
It's
video.
just, it is easier having two people. So
Do you post it anyway sometimes? You're like, no,
Well,
It's in the draft. It's in the draft somewhere.
I've made a couple funny videos of late that I thought were funny. I'm like, what do I do with this? Do I post it on Shepmates or do I make another TikTok account called Miles and Archie and just
you
post
could make
that
like a
different shit?
Shepmates almost like bloopers kind of thing where it's just like funny Shepmates content.
Yeah.
Like just extra content
Yeah.
for the people.
We have thought about that.
I know you're thinking
Yeah.
about it. I just saw the cogs in your head start to
that's
turn.
And also now I'm trying to think about how can I grow my personal Instagram as well. Like, is that going to be just grow because of Shepmates, or should I start posting just some silly, stupid stuff on my own reels? And then I don't know. It's just there's different sort of thoughts going on now because I've just found myself making little videos here and there. And it's like, what do I do with that?
yeah.
What do I want my personal Instagram to look like, or do I want it to grow with Shepmates?
The Shepmates following have like an expectation that it's going to be sport commentary, tick those boxes. whereas
Hilarious.
As soon as we,
Yeah, it's
It
almost
is not
like
funny.
it is what it is. It's almost like it's that brand, and how do we stray away from that, or is it always just going to be known as that? And then if I want to do something different, do I have to grow it somewhere else?
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to do more football content on like what I do with my personal life, which I'm heavily involved with footy and playing footy and my fitness and stuff like that. Like I don't know if I could do that on Shepmates or whether I'd have to do that on my own personal Instagram account and just grow that so people see who I am, just on my normal one. And then Shepmates can be its own thing for the fanatics and stuff like that.
Do you find that sometimes that your actual real lifestyle doesn't actually coincide with the content that you're producing? Or like, are you guys pretty big sports fans anyway that you're like, oh, just, it's just whatever. I still like love the sport that I'm watching.
We're sports
we're
fans,
sports
absolutely.
fanatics,
But I
yeah.
wouldn't say we're across everything. Like we're
No
not,
one,
we're not
you
staying,
can't be.
can be.
It's like impossible
Yeah.
to be.
Like I'm
Yeah.
not staying up at 3 a.m. and watching the darts
Yeah.
as much as I would now.
I actually love the darts, dude.
Bro, how good's the darts?
180.
We need to go.
Can we talk about
Melbourne.
this darts thing? Like
Man.
where the hell did that even come from? Because you guys have gone viral from this like darts thing.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
We as soon as I saw the video, I'm like, oh my god.
We were
this is
mid road trip.
gold.
We were like where were we in Byron Bay,
Yeah.
and we had DMs flooding like, you got to do these darts, got to do these darts. This will like make you viral.
And I was already a fan of the darts. Like,
Yeah.
I'd see it on
It's sick to
Fox
watch,
Sports.
man.
I see it
It's
on
sick
Fox
to
Sports
watch.
and just
We'd watch it
like-
with Dad, and Dad would love it. Like,
and the crowd would just go nuts. 180.
Dude,
and then-
what is with the crowd at darts, man? They are off their chops every time you look. You
They're all
pan,
blind.
you pan to the crowd, and they've got the 180 signs, like flapping them about. And
They
stuff.
must just be playing drinking games constantly because I reckon if you get 180, it must just be like a table of lads
Skull
going,
or
skull. By the
Oh,
time they get to
mate.
the end of the game, they're all pissed.
It's actually funny because it's the demographic for it isn't just guys. Like when I pan to the to the crowd, there's a lot of like girls there as well. It's like it's a
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
unisex sport.
It is, and the commentators for it were gold.
yeah,
as well.
that was
Like,
the whole reason behind it. The comms were just next level good.
It's like a different emotion darts because it's I don't know, like you're sitting there and you're like waiting for them to hit it, and then it's like quite quiet and slow, and then
Yeah.
just like when they do hit it, it's just like ballistic. It's almost, dude, the person on the mic when they yell out 180 is
Yeah.
like,
oh, dude, there's a few of them.
does he
One
do
of
it?
them's like,
He's got like the huskiest voice, bro. I don't know how he does it. Does he lose his voice at the end? He's like, and he does it for every number, like 140. I was like, hey, like, he's got this huskiest voice, man. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how they do it either. Like they have to have a super deep voice.
And they're not like exactly athletes, are they? Like they look like they've just crawled out of the local.
I hate to say it.
They've spent
Yeah.
their childhood at the local. That's why they've gotten so good at it.
they don't fit the athletic profile. I don't think.
I get when you guys kind of started posting, you weren't getting, obviously the views that you're getting now. Was that ever a deterrent for you when you first started posting? And like you said, you were posting those kind of 30-second quizzes and a little bit of stuff before that.
Yeah.
You guys ever deterred by the views, or you guys were like, I'm just going to keep posting anyway?
I think there was a point like
We post-
intimidated by how many people were watching.
Or intimidated by no, because when you were doing the 30 seconds, like it's not as many people as what are watching now, and you're like, do I keep posting? Like
The
Yeah,
first one that went viral was actually our second quiz video.
Yeah.
And I remember being at work, and you were working at Bowen's at the time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were just like watching it, the views go up the whole day, and we're like, shit, this is like actually going viral. I think it got like 60,000 likes.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
a quiz video as well. And we're like, oh shit, like we thought that's like the new standard.
yeah, and then it drops down.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
it
I'm saying.
drops.
Like, are you deterred from like when it goes up, and then it drops down back to like 3,000 views? You're like, oh, like
It was tough.
But-
can I be bothered?
It was sort of the brutal reality of TikTok, and we sort
Yeah.
of knew that. We didn't know what videos were going to pop off or why. But we knew that if we were going to get anywhere, you just have to keep posting every day because you don't know when that nugget's coming. And you see it with so many creators. Like you'll see one of them will just get like 1 million views, and then you'll see something similar, but it will just flop.
Yeah.
Is that the
I don't
advice
know
you
why.
give? It's like if someone's first starting off posting on social media, it's just just keep posting.
Yeah,
Just
I reckon
keep
just
posting,
keep posting
100%.
because you don't know which one's gonna go off. Like, if you back it and you think it's a good thing, like just go
There was
go
this
to the moon
video I
with it,
watched the
reckon.
other day. It was like this TikTok coach or whatever on TikTok, and he's like, I posted this video and it got like 5,000 views, and then I posted the exact same video and changed up a little bit of the hook at the start, and it got like, I think it was like 10 million views or something like that. Like
That's
no
ridiculous.
joke, like
Absurd.
the
It's
same
ridiculous.
video, like something so small that then resonates with the viewer for that first second or whatever, gets you like millions of views. So
They should,
I don't know.
They should create a course on how to go viral on TikTok.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Speaking what you just said about those TikTok coaches, sometimes I come across them on TikTok. I'm like, here we go, TikTok coach. Let's have a look. 6,000 followers. Come on, mate. Come and give me any tips, buddy.
I know, you want to grow?
Don't
like,
you
you
start
got
giving
ticking the
me
boxes
tips.
here, mate.
6,000, but like, I mean, come on. I hope it don't sound like a flog saying that, but like, don't go giving out tips
No.
if you don't have like
Yeah.
any good views or like, you're not a
yeah,
TikTok
you need,
coach. I'm
you
sorry.
need something to back it.
Yeah.
You need a few. I've seen a couple of those guys. They try and teach, and when they hook, their hook is, I've grown this account, and this account to 300,000. I'm like, oh yeah, valid. But like, don't give me the I'll teach you how to go viral and you've got like 20 followers.
Come on, mate.
We're better than that.
You're better than that.
We're better than that, aren't we?
You're definitely better than that. You guys started to blow up in the cricket season.
Yes.
Which was just, it was hilarious. I remember the first time I actually saw you guys. It wasn't the first time I saw you, but I seen you up on the cricket show, the halftime show, lunch break.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you. I was like, just sitting at home in Noosa watching cricket. I was like, hey, mum and dad, these are Shepmates boys. And who the hell are they? I said, oh, true. You guys had probably no idea. And then I started showing you your stuff, and they're like, oh, this is awesome sort of stuff. So like, what was your family's reaction to your very quick rise to stardom and fame? Because you guys kind of went from 0 to 100,000 followers within a couple of weeks. It was crazy.
Yeah. I remember how they're
still in. I think dad sort of embraces it now, like because I think he gets a lot of his mates.
Do they brag about you a little bit?
No, they don't.
Don't lie to me.
They don't. I reckon dad would be more about it because his friends are like sort of the demographic that would see our stuff come up.
Yeah.
Whereas mum sort of doesn't really have the same thing. Sorry, my phone's going off.
That's all right, mate.
Just
No
podcasting
stress,
one-on-one.
mate. She said, turn your phones off.
I think they've dealt really well with it, haven't they? Like,
Yeah. I think like that lunch break, that was just, okay, I just saw the family WhatsApp group going off and they're on soon. Like how else are they going to react?
But they get really nervous. Like mum gets really nervous when we go on live TV, and we've done it a few times.
You went on the Today Show recently as well.
Yeah.
Giving a bit of tips on backyard cricket and
That's
how to
right.
play.
Yeah. So
Did that go smoothly?
that actually went really smoothly.
Okay, that was good.
Did you watch it?
I think I had something on.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway,
I was busy.
It was Boxing Day early.
I was planning.
Everyone's
I was
hungover,
planning this
yeah.
episode.
Anyway, that's us, isn't it? We're out of here. That actually went really smoothly. That Today Show segment went really good.
I reckon I saw you that weekend before because I was down with you guys where you guys live, and we were just enjoying. We did a little bit of pre-season training.
Cruising, showing us how to run, mate.
Far out.
But we told
Struggling.
I beat
It's
all
too
of
hot.
you.
It's too hot, man.
Oh God. we told mum. I don't want to stray too far from it, but we told mum the night before, or was it 2 nights before, that the Today Show were coming in, and she thought like vans were gonna rock up and they'd be doing our makeup and stuff like that. Like she didn't know what to expect, and then it was just like a guy with a camera and another sound guy, and then they just
that was it.
rocked up in the backyard. And mum said she was just so nervous watching us, like because she doesn't know what live TV is. So different. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, and if you muck up, it's on there. Someone could be recording it and it's out there forever. Like it's just a different ball game.
But that's social media in a nutshell, though, isn't it? Like you could post anything that you want on social media, and people will have that vision forever.
Yeah, but you get to control what people see. Like that's your own doing.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Like if you make a little blunder, like if we start talking about some outrageous shit,
I can cut it out
on
of this
podcast.
podcast.
You can cut.
Yeah.
And you think it'll look bad on you, then you can cut it out.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
If we start talking about that on the Today Show,
You're in a bit of strife, aren't you?
We're screwed.
Yeah.
You're in a bit of strife.
But mum's been pretty happy with like how she thinks we're really good on TV and stuff like that. Like I think they're pretty comfortable with that
Friends
sort
are
of
pretty
stuff
chilled as
and-
well.
Yeah,
Friends are chill.
Yeah, friends are chill.
Like when we started making those quiz videos, we just chuck it in the group chat and say, boys, share this, like it, comment, get the algorithm pumping. And so they were like, yeah, it's fine. Saw all our mates commenting on it, and they obviously supported it from day one. So, and then that first commentary video, I went on Facebook and we had mates just sharing it on their Facebook, like go Miles, because it was Miles in the first one and shit like that. So like they were all over it. Like, so I guess that gave us confidence that like, okay, they're about this shit. Like,
I don't know.
let's keep doing it.
But now I don't talk too much to my mates about what we do. Like, I feel like it's so out there. Like, I don't know. We live it every day. So it's like we live it. We're talking about it. We're planning for it. We know everything that's going on, and then it's hard to talk to people about it, and because they just don't understand.
I was going to say, do you guys find it almost difficult to not surround yourself with the same people, but like you said, talk to the same people, because it's a different life that you live now, and sometimes people just don't really understand it.
That's right. I struggle to talk to other people about it unless you want to sit down and I can talk to you about it for half an hour. But if I'm gonna have a little small talk chat about it, like what do I say? Like
it's really hard to brush over what we do. Like, like in a day, it's like hard to brush over. Like, okay, what are we actually doing in a day? Like it's full. Like there's shit we're ticking off the whole time.
I can get to the end of the day and like, yeah, we haven't posted anything, but we've done other stuff, just building our platforms and stuff. And it's hard to explain to other people what we're working on. It's like, what are you doing if you're not posting? It's like, there's so many other things that we have to manage.
That go behind the scenes.
Yeah,
you guys don't
and
see.
you'd know. Yeah. Like, there's so much more behind the scenes than what you see on the platform. The platform is just the highlight reel for everything you've done.
Yes.
Behind the scenes.
It's a very good call. I think that's so true. What you post on social media and what anyone posts on social media is always just a highlight reel of actually what is happening in their life. I would like to see more day-to-day stuff of you guys, but I guess you guys did do the Snapchat sort of thing, which is starting to pick up and give you guys a little bit more of an insight.
Yeah, did a little bit of Snapchat. I don't know. I think at the moment we've got different goals. I think it's hard to go into the day-to-day thing because we just want to grow this year and build a global, like, mega storm of just fans from all around the world. And it's about, we've spoke to our management about this. Like, it's about prioritizing, like, what we have to prioritize to get those goals. And if that's creating original content or if that's going and doing the World Rugby Sevens and killing that for a few days, like, that's work for 3 days non-stop, just like trying to tick the deliverables and help World Rugby and then promote our global brand as well. And then to come back and I like going to footy and not having to worry about it, or like that's my outlet, or what I do during the day. Just like I like having my own space, so it's hard to I don't know, film my day to day.
I was going to say
different.
What does a day to day, like, what does a day in a Shepmates life look like?
It's
because I know it changes every day, but like, can you just give us like a bit of an overview of kind of what happens?
Standard days, probably wake up, gym sesh, probably in garage or down the road, depends what session we're doing.
And then we're
smoothie, coffee, out in the sun, on the deck. Emails, that's a big one. Usually, like this week, there's been like heaps of like stuff we're doing with KO, like the UFC, or heaps of shit coming in, and we got to respond with like what we're gonna do, like, and that takes a lot of time. Like they want to know like what this video is gonna look like, and
like we might post the KO video in 2 weeks' time, but it takes like a day of like fleshing out the ideas, talking with the KO team. We might have a couple meetings with the KO team, and then it's not just like those guys. We've got other people we're working with coming up. So it's like we might have a meeting at this time or a meeting at this time. Like, you know how it is. You book the meetings in as well. And then it's going through DMs, planning our content and all that, which we want to get better at as well. Because I feel like it's hard to... Like, I feel like we're finding the video... Like, we did one today, and this video took probably
so long. Formulation of a video, people don't understand how long it takes.
It took so long this morning. So long.
The prep takes a long time.
Yeah.
And then you've got to get the idea first, don't you? You've got to get the creative juices flowing. You're like, what do I actually want to do? And even that kind of just takes a while for you to figure out what you actually want to post. And then once you feel like you've got this vision in your head of what you want to post.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes it doesn't even turn out like the vision that you have in your head. And it turns out something better. Sometimes it turns out something much worse.
Like right now we're figuring out to film a video, we need like a 3-4 hour block that we can put all of our energy into.
It sucks your energy as well. Like, you have to be on. Like, I can't be getting back from footy training and doing a video because I'm just zapped.
Yeah.
And
sometimes in the day, like, we can look at that block and be like, no, we're not going to get that done today. So we'll just do other stuff. Like, we've got other passion projects that we're working on for later this year.
Smiling.
Coming up. So we've got a few things we're working on, which, like, behind the scenes takes a lot of work.
Yeah, of course.
Like, meeting with people, doing all the work for that. I don't want to go too much into it because
we don't. Yes. Yeah. We don't want to go too much into it, but I think we're all very excited for what 2023 holds for the Shepmates.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. I'm very excited, but I don't want to. Guys, I'm gonna have to stop this potty for a minute and just run us through the new Prime Train supplement range that is happening. Because wow. This thing is taking the world by storm.
Yeah.
It is just absolutely amazing. Ladies and gents, we have the new Prime Train supplements range. We've got creatine, we've got pre-workout, we've got 100% grass-fed whey protein isolate. It is absolutely amazing. The best tasting protein on the market.
Damn.
We've got vanilla flavour, we've got chocolate flavour, we have orange flavoured pre-workout, and then unflavoured creatine. They are all amazing. Almost lost my voice saying that. Now, you can use the code podcast to get 20% off any of that stuff. And if you also want to chuck in some apparel, you want to chuck in some training programs, then you can do that as well.
Mate, that's impressive.
That is not,
That wasn't read
That's
off the
not
script.
read.
For all the listeners, he just spat that out, looking deep into my eyes. He looked into my soul and said that.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how aroused are you
Yeah, I'm
right now?
adjusting. I'm making some adjustments.
The arousal
adjustments
levels
down there.
in this room are at an all-time high.
Speaking
after
of the
that.
supplement range, when are they coming to our doorstep?
Well, they should be at your doorstep. They've already arrived at most people's doorstep in Melbourne. So they're mostly shipped out, recently. So
But obviously, we live in Whoop.
you guys just live so far away, man. But like, you guys have got some really good stuff coming to your door.
I'm so keen to try it out.
God.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
I need some.
I had one just before. I just had one for lunch.
Did
It was
you?
great. Yeah, I had a chocolate one with a little bit of PB
Was that pre?
and water. No, chocolate protein.
Protein. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
100%, as I said, whey protein isolate. The most bioavailable protein for your muscle goes straight in and just makes
God,
beast.
God, you're a walking advertisement, aren't you?
No, definitely haven't rehearsed that ever before.
Elite, mate.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get so buff off this.
Yeah, you guys will genuinely be the best looking commentators.
We'll be
If
plugging
not-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It'll be so
Oh.
That is just going into our next segment, which I just wanted to touch on a little bit of footy
Yo.
for you guys, because
Fuck yeah.
I think that there's not that. I don't know this. I talk to a lot of people, and they don't really know that you guys are really good footballers.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't displayed it to.
You never do, and I display it for you. I post it when you kick that goal and it was on VFL, AFL.
Yeah, the AFL posted
AFL
that.
posted your goal. I posted that on my story. I was getting around you, but still,
Thanks, bro.
not that many people were really aware. So can you just talk me through a little bit of your footy stuff?
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to know, and fair enough. I don't post too much about it, but when obviously the AFL posted, I think more people found out. They're like, "What the hell? Shepmates plays footy."
At a decent level.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, and I'd go and play at Casey, and I could hear people in the huddle say, "Oh, there's Shepmates." There's
Bit of
Shepmates.
crowd reaction.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Never thought that would happen. But yeah, obviously playing at Casey, I played 4 games last year. Played 1 the year before. Tough team to crack into. Missed out on the grand final last year. But I was in the mix. I was probably 2-3 spots out, but they had a fully healthy list. So it was it's pretty tough, at being at an aligned club.
Yeah, there's a little bit of politics to it as well.
Yeah.
And politics may be a bad word, but obviously, if you are the Melbourne Demons, you're going to pick someone that's on the list before you're going to pick someone that isn't, unfortunately.
Well,
and that's
every
just the
listed
reality.
player needs to play.
Exactly.
Unless they're injured, they're playing. So a lot of the weeks it looks like...
Not getting dropped to the threes.
No, there's no
Thank
threes.
God.
Straight back to Cribby. That's
Kicking
what
the
it
dew
is.
off. Kicking the dew off.
There used to be a threes, I think, at VFL.
Oh,
I think there used
God.
to be a development league. It'd be cool if they brought that back, but I like playing local too much, to be honest. I'd just go play at
That
Cribby.
would suck local talent as well.
Yeah. It means the local leagues are now better for it.
Yes,
Yeah. Because all
100%.
the good players are going back.
You're a
but yeah.
Cribby at the moment?
Crib Point. Out of the reserves, so I've made it into the ones.
He was running around in the Resi.
Come on,
Yeah,
mate.
2021 shin splints. Had to live in the reserves for a year. So.
Well, it's fine because I know that the Prime Train subs will just make you perform to your absolute peak.
They
So-
just get rid of shin splints.
no,
Is that-
honestly, they just make you shredded, legend,
Really?
really good at footy.
Yeah.
You don't miss any goals.
You don't get injured.
No, never get injured. Actually, I can't say that. I don't want to. I don't want to
Can't say that.
I don't want to misadvertise them. Okay, but yeah, they are very good. So,
Yeah.
just thought I'd segue that into a bit of your
Move it
bit
in.
of your footy careers. Because,
Yeah. Well, I get the question a lot on Archie's side of things. Even when I'm playing at Casey, my teammates are like, "So is your brother good at footy as well?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What do you say? Yeah,
What
what's
do
your
I say?
answer?
I'm like, "Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He is good." We've always been since juniors. We were neck and neck, some years Archie's better, the other year I'm better. Same, we're pretty much the same footballer back in the day.
I remember kicking the footy with you guys and like we were doing like markers up, so like jack and pack, whatever you want to call it, and you two just have these long limbs, and I think I'm just there. I'm gonna go grab the footy, and I just see this floating butterfly come across like Leo Barry style, and I'm like, lads,
very Leo Barry.
Oh, so Leo. I'm like, I've got it in my hands, and then these boys just come straight across out of nowhere. So
I didn't mind doing that to the old ego of yours. So.
I'd love to get the footage up.
Let's run it back.
Let's run it back. Actually, a good video in the future, maybe.
We should react to it.
We should. That'll be a good video in the future. Mark us up.
No, but where were we going before we got brutally distracted?
Yeah, sorry. We're just talking subs. We're talking footy. We're talking life.
What was I saying? I was saying, I was saying to the Casey teammates about Archie.
Yes.
I'd say, look, I thought you would have been in the VFL if you didn't have shin splints. I reckon you would have.
Yeah, it's hard to say because there was a point there where we were in COVID and we were just like pretty much the same level, and then I had shin splints and like couldn't train. Like I had physios telling me like you can't run this distance every week, and so Miles was able to train. And that was brutal. Like watching him being able to work hard, and I'm not allowed to work hard because my shins are stopping me.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was able to get on the Frankston, go train with Frankston, and he killed it. Unfortunately, he didn't get on, but then Casey opportunity came up, and that was your segue.
Well, I wasn't invited to Frankston. I just went.
And I'm not saying that I would have done that. By the way, I don't. Honestly, I don't reckon I would have because you were playing better footy in under 19. So
I think I did. I won the under 19s best and fairest, which like that was so important into getting the invite to the Casey tryout.
Yeah,
so I did 3 weeks at Frankston just trying out there, which I thought I did pretty well, to be honest. I thought I was a bit stiff to get let go there. But
shout out.
But they were probably like, this guy wasn't even invited. I'm not going to pick you over some TAC.
So what, did you just rock up to Frankston VFL trading?
Mate, I love this story. Me and my mate, Blake.
Hold on, I was going to move off the footy topic, but so you just rocked up to a VFL trading?
Yeah, I just went.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It was just after COVID, and I hadn't had a year, and I was like full of confidence. I'd played the pracky match at local and kicked 3 goals, and I'm like, yes, I'm finally fit because I had all injuries and stuff. Like I never really felt fit and good before. I'm like, yeah, I can go for it. Like I've always wanted to play AFL. Let's have a crack.
Yeah.
So how do I do that? It's like I don't know anyone in the VFL. Like
no one knows you.
I haven't played a good year. I've won the 19s best and fairest, but I haven't killed it at senior level.
Yeah.
And I felt like I got robbed of that because I thought that was my year to prove myself in the seniors. But then COVID happened. I couldn't even play. So I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to rock up. And I honestly thought I was a bit naive. I thought it might have been an open training, like where anyone could rock up. But I was just so naive. I didn't know. So I just rocked up with a mate, and Nathan Freeman was there, and I think he thought I was just invited down. So he like, welcomed me into the change rooms, ended up having a jumper. Next minute, I'm out on the oval running a lap. Warm up, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've made it. We're here. And then I joined
the secret. It's like you almost gone in stealth, dude. I'd actually love to see that. Dude, I'd love to see just like a video, like some just like Resi's player rock up to a VFL trading and just see if they if the boys get around him.
Bro, I think everyone was
speaks volumes of Frankston, I guess.
I think everyone was so confused when I was running around, like, who is this guy? And then the coach came up at the end of the training.
Oh, no.
And he's like, so what are you guys doing here? I'm like, I thought it was an open training. I just came down and had a kick. And he's like, yeah, look, I think because I trained all right. Like, I didn't look out of place or anything. He's like, look, you can hang around for a few weeks and see how you go. And that was all I needed. I'm like, yes, I'm good myself for 3 weeks. But then it didn't end up working out. And then Casey application came through, had to list my credentials, and the 19's best and fairest would have been the thing that got me to the invite.
I thought it would have been Frankston.
I didn't
3 weeks.
I didn't mention that at all.
Frankston 4-week train on.
Just got cut from another VFL team.
Give me a chance, Franger. Give me a chance.
But I think that's what got me, because I did the tryout and I was already fit because I had 3 weeks of VFL training, and then I was coming up against blokes that hadn't trained since last year. So I sort of looked, I don't know, I just needed luck, and I got luck, and all of a sudden I've been on the list for 3 years. So
on to the next, mate. Wow.
It's weird how it works like that.
It is, and I think if that's a good example of just putting yourself out there and not being scared to put yourself out there, that's just the perfect thing for me. And I think that I wish that more people had the confidence to kind of do that, because things start to fall your way when you do that.
Absolutely. Don't ask for permission, beg for forgiveness.
Ooh.
Damn. Just thought I'd drop that in there, guys. Just a bit of motivation.
Freaking listen to that, ladies and gentlemen, because
that
that is
that's gonna be the quote on the thumbnail for this podcast.
No, so it's going to be
let's get that up
it's going to be Miles cut from Frankston.
Begs for
As train
forgiveness.
on begs for forgiveness from Casey.
Miles is no good. He couldn't
Wait
even
till
make,
Casey hear this story. They're going to cut you in a second.
I couldn't even make a team that was worse than us.
Gee whiz, that's funny. 2023, lads. We touched on it a little bit before, what you guys are aiming to do, but I want to hear what's in store, because I've heard a little bit off air, but I'd love you guys to delve into what you're going to do this year.
2023. We
want to grow.
Yeah, global. Have to hit global audience. US, UK.
Yeah.
And there's just so many weird sports out there.
Focusing on content, though.
Yeah,
focusing on more TikTok, Instagram, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram. We've got some YouTube stuff coming out, but that's not going to be the forefront. It'll be still the TikTok and Instagram stuff, growing that, and then we can just tick away at the YouTube stuff, which we have been doing. But growing. So we just want to hammer as many sports as we can, work with brands that are aligned with that. So the World Rugby, the UFC, doing global collabs with other big platforms. Like I think we've got, I don't know how much we can say, but like DAZN, the big,
huge, massive
fighting
for
platform,
fighting and boxing.
like working with those kind of people, and if we can collab with those kind of people, it obviously grows our audience. So if we can grow like that, that's what we want to do.
And the darts video did that for us as well. Like as soon as we posted that darts video, like emails just blew up. Had like, you know, Sky Sports in the UK. We're gonna do some stuff for the Ashes.
Oh yeah, got the Ashes coming up. Yeah,
That'll be massive.
Yeah,
huge,
so
huge.
Like all these international people that suddenly have eyeballs on us now. We're just like shit. Like if we just keep hammering the global sports, we can get more eyeballs and more opportunities.
Global's huge, but I also want to stay close to my grassroots as well. Like, I love AFL, love footy. Like if I can be an ambassador for AFL, like how good would that be?
Yeah.
Like whether it be through shows or content or working with the AFL. Imagine being able to travel and being the guys that promote the AFL globally. Like, imagine those opportunities.
Amazing.
We actually are going to be doing some stuff with the AFL. I think we're going to a couple of kids clinics.
Huge.
So that'll be great. Just get amongst the kids.
Promoting
Love
local
doing
sport, like love my local footy. So any content, or we've got some stuff in the works. Obviously,
Brilliant.
We're involved with to sort of, I don't know, bring that to light. We love local football. We love football in general. VFL, like if we can make that sort of our identity in Melbourne as well for what we're known for, and then pursue the global stuff elsewhere. It's sort of finding a balance for both of those. But it's like anything. We don't have. It's hard to have a plan because there's just stuff happening everywhere. So it's sort of just little steps here and there and seeing where it takes us.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't really know. Look, I don't know if this is a rude question or not, but like a lot of people don't really know how influencers and stuff make money. So like while you're doing all this, you're not obviously working a normal job.
No,
this is your job.
Yep.
Where does the income come from? Because a lot of people at home just have absolutely no idea really how it all works.
That's the beauty. Like we're lucky enough to have such a good team. Like we've got the best team. We've got 2 GOAT managers that work so well together.
And we found a niche, like which is very much just sport, comedy, larrikin, like that sort
Australian,
of
Australian,
right?
Right?
You know,
like
have a laugh, take piss.
Yeah, like having sport as that cornerstone, that main pillar. Like it's easy to have brands sort of want to work with you, like especially if you've got an audience that you know they're sports lovers. Like so, like it's a no-brainer for brands to, if they want to promote their sport, if they want to promote their, I don't know, their product or an event coming up, like
events, selling tickets to events coming up, like that's where we're obviously making a living from, is those kind of stuff. It's hard to get into because it's hard. It's a hard one to talk about, but
I understand it. But like, there's a lot of people out there that just don't understand how it works. Like, a lot of people even ask me, they're like, "What do you do for your job?" It's like this is my job, dude. Like,
Yeah,
but like a lot of people don't understand how it all works. The ins and
like
outs
we're
of it.
dealing with the brand, we're talking to them like Zoom meeting, and then you got to look through their brief, what they want, deliverables. How can we reach their deliverables without being too pushy, too advertisement, and still having our way of doing it? And that's sort of the
like we'll
way
look
we've
through
had to go
briefs,
about
and
it.
it's like, okay, can we make a good video? Like, because if we can't make a good video, that's like, you know, aiding our audience, and they're gonna get a laugh out of it. Like, if they're not gonna get a laugh, then we probably won't do that brand deal that's come to us.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
So we have to know, okay, yep, this is a good video. They'll get a laugh out of it.
And we've been lucky enough to start saying no to brands, which we have the whole time. We haven't said yes to everything.
Yeah, of course.
But it's got to a point where, like, our team is so streamlined. We know where our value's at. We know what to charge, and the value keeps growing. So, like, that's pretty much how we're able to just go full pelt at this.
Yeah, I guess that your brand is very commentary based, commentary videos. How do you guys aim to get out of that niche and kind of be two big personalities?
I think we've already started doing that, to be honest.
Like this past weekend's a good example of that. Like
Yeah.
heaps of player interviews, or even like a few weeks ago when we did a TikTok live for the test
Amazon?
premiere.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah. So it's like that sort of, I think, Q&Aing with
Yeah.
players and just chatting to players, like humanising the player. Not in a podcast style, but we've been doing it like media style.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Like,
like,
and having that youth
Yeah.
representation in the media is something that I think that you guys can find that space that hasn't really been taken up by anyone else.
Yeah, and it's a tough one because you have to be professional as well. Like you can't stray away from and be too out there and too outgoing. But
Yeah.
it's a fine line, and it's an art to be able to do good by the company that we're doing the presenting for, and making it so that the player feels at ease talking to us.
Feels really
and
good about
that
himself.
The viewer
Yeah.
finds it entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
So that's all the things that are going on.
Tick boxes.
Ticking boxes.
So it's doing that kind of stuff, and I think the YouTube will help as well, because we're going to start posting more on there.
I think that the more that people figure out who you guys as humans are, the more successful you guys are going to be, because you guys are very likable characters, and I can only see that going up from here. So we're looking ahead 5 years.
Yeah.
What's happening for the Shepmates? Am I going too far ahead?
I don't know,
Am I going too far ahead?
So
You might be.
sorry.
I mean, but I want to hear your ambitions. I want to hear your goals. I want to see. I want to know where you guys. I want to know where you guys want to be.
Okay.
Doesn't
A big passion of ours at the moment is acting and the whole directing and creating something. So we've actually been doing a screenwriting course the last few weeks.
Huge.
So like we have scripts going through our mind of potential movie ideas that we fucking... Sorry for swearing.
You're allowed to swear. You're allowed to say fuck.
That we're
okay.
fucking, we're bullish on. So we have like ideas for like a big movie. So we're like, okay, sweet, let's go do a screenwriting course, and we'll start over the next couple of years writing this movie.
Wow.
And then so like that's a big thing that we want to do. And then who knows, once we start writing, might go do a directing course or whatever like that. And then all of a sudden you're in that whole space, because the last it's been a big passion. I've found out recently, like, shit, the last few years, I'm always watching behind the scenes on YouTube. I'm so interested in, like, the acting and directing and whole TV show production. So that might be something that later down the line we're involved in.
I think
But
just
it's hard to
creating
say.
high production stuff.
Yeah.
Like right now we're
Focus on the short.
We're in the short form, social, building that creatively, but I don't know, like that's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
So building the platform big enough so then when we go big, we can then hit our audience and give them a bigger project to enjoy instead of just enjoying our
And I'll get
shorter
so
stuff.
fulfilled out of that if we can give them something that we've created that's, you know, mega, and they're like, oh shit, the Shepmates made this. Like, that would be ticketed. So
Ticketed.
Ticketed.
I want to get into some Q&As.
Yeah.
From the fans. I'm gonna get my phone up and get a few of them up.
But
the first one, I already know what the first one I want to hit is.
Right.
I've had so many stupid questions. I had an early question that was length and girth. That was it. That was just the question.
Length and girth.
Mate, like, come on. We don't need these 12-year-old
Why are you
questions.
so silly, guys?
We need serious questions. So the first serious question I had was, Oh, that's Shepmates single.
Yeah, single. Very much single, man.
So single, dude.
Like,
you
so
actually don't know how single I am.
like you don't understand like how single. Dude.
Bro, I'm so single.
Oh,
Like,
God.
no
I think
DMs.
You guys are actually struggling at the moment.
Dude, I think people have this vision of us like, oh, they must have like all these girls in the DMs. Like, dude, they nothing. Like, I don't know if that's like because they think we're talking to girls. I don't
It's
know.
so hard. Like, I don't know. I'm not in a space where like I want to chase it, or like I'm that desperate for it that I'm gonna hunt it down and get my girlfriend. Like, I'm just waiting for it to happen naturally.
Do you guys find that might have been a little bit of a pillar to your success? Is that you're not focused on girls, you're really just focused on going and pursuing your career?
I want to make it. Yeah, I want to build myself to a point where I'm like happy with what I've built, and I know who I am and what I'm creating, and I'm confident in myself, and then bring someone special into who complements that and who supports that. And it's hard to do that. Like, if I had the girlfriend and then I'm trying to be an idiot on the side, it's like,
oh, I disagree. I reckon
I
if we had a girlfriend before this all started, it would have been sweet.
Yeah.
But if you're in that limbo where, oh, okay, I don't have a girlfriend, I'm trying to pursue all these things, am I really going to try and pursue all these relationships that might not work? Like,
it's the time thing. It's like you've got to balance your time of career, which is a massive grind. I know you guys are traveling a lot as well.
yeah,
As well as, you know, having someone that's very special to you with you a whole lot of the time. So it's a difficult balance.
I struggle keeping up with myself, let alone like trying to look after someone else or trying to like meet their needs as well. I don't know how I haven't had a girlfriend in a long time, but it's like, if I think back, like it takes a lot of time. Like, you know, like you gotta. I don't want them feeling like they've got to understand like what I'm about.
And it's difficult to. It's difficult. And
I'm not serious enough yet to like.
Is your advice for most people to focus on their career and then go for it?
I don't know. I think it's. I don't think we're in the position of. Yeah, I can't really say
give advice on that,
because I know so many good people that have got a great relationship.
100%.
Yeah. They're doing well and they're succeeding and stuff like that.
close mates of ours have like ripper relationships, and I'm like, oh, that would have been
But I've also
amazing if we had someone by my side while we're doing all this. And it's like easy.
It's fun to share. It is very fun to share all the success.
Yeah.
With someone.
But on the other hand, I've seen guys where they
detrimental.
They lose ambition, they get lazy, they and then they break up with their girlfriend breaks up with them, and then they turn into a beast.
Yeah,
and
it's revenge
they
season.
Just level up. They level up.
Yeah,
bro. Dude, that's what it is. I've got a close mate who was just down in the dumps, the lowest he's been, and then his girlfriend broke up with him, and he's just gone. You start to think like, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? Because you're relying on this other person. You forget who you are. I'm not saying this is for everyone, but it can be for some people if they relate to this. Like, you forget who you are. You get rid of the girl goes, and you all of a sudden you're stuck in your own head. Like, shit, I can't rely on her. I've got to like start thinking about who I am again and what I'm about. And then all of a sudden they get going, and they're ready again for someone better, I guess. But
there's two things I always say if you're in a relationship, you have to remember. First, you got to be self-aware.
Yeah.
Where are you in your life? Secondly, you got to be independent. You still have to have some sort of independence in your life where you're not just reliant on the other person.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I think independent.
That's what I'm looking for as well. Like that ticks the boxes. Like, independent. She's independent, and you complement each other, and it's just easy like that. And you're both self-aware of what's going on. Like, that would be the dream right now.
We're just hitting some relationship nails on the head. And
I reckon we're killing it. Why don't we start a relationship podcast and start talking to girls? Two single blokes talking about how to run a relationship.
Yep. You guys got any idea? AFL teams and favourite player?
Richmond.
Yep.
Shea Bolton.
Bolts.
Yep.
Bolty. He'll win the Brownlow this year.
I can't really go past Dusty. I love that man.
Yeah.
I'm a Tigers supporter. I was there when he killed it and just carried us to flag.
We do love Dusty.
When he's on,
I watched him in that grand final, the one at the Gabbo. It was like the most insane thing.
We at that granny.
Yeah, it was incredible.
oh, bro.
Incredible, dude. My old man's a cat supporter, so I was going for the Cats. I'm obviously a Dons man, but
I've seen him at the highest of highs, like being a Richmond supporter.
Whiz,
just like he might have an average season, then it hits September and he just turns into a beast. Like, that's what champions do. I don't care if he didn't have a good year. Like, he came to play when it counted.
He's a beast. Last Q&A.
Yeah.
You're holding the suspense.
Yeah,
right?
suspenseful. I love holding the suspense. It really
You're
grows.
looking at me with this cheeky grin. Like last Q&A.
Well, I don't know if this question was for me or you guys, but hair routine.
Oh,
Hair routine.
I don't have one, bro.
Great answer.
Bro.
Neither.
I do nothing with
Great
this.
answer.
I just let it go.
If
Although
you're not
any
watching on
shampoo
the
companies
YouTube-
out there, just just sponsor us or
If
something.
you're not
like
watching on the YouTube, it's 3 Australian larrikins with some shocking chopped mullets. But we
They're going to
just
see
roll
podcast
through.
clips of this, and there's going to be just chopping and changing
oh
between
my
three.
God.
They won't know the
mullets.
difference between you two. They're going to say, why did they get changed mid-podcast?
Whose mullet's
yours
better?
out.
Question for you: who has the better mullet?
Great question. Me.
Okay.
It's obvious.
Alright.
You cut yours recently, but it's actually gotten longer.
Yeah. See, I've got a plan.
Yeah.
I don't cut it like too short. I sort of just
looks good.
cut the ends off, and then it grows really nicely.
No,
out,
it looks good.
you know? And then it gets knotty, and then I'll cut it again.
Well, I can't tell because Archie's got his hat
I'm
on.
not taking it off either.
Okay. Well, then... Probably got to go miles.
Oh,
yeah.
come on, man.
To be fair, yours has layers.
I think yours is longer, though.
Mine's is longer.
thicker.
It's like one length, so like yours is like laid and shit.
Yeah, I think I like that wavy sort of style.
Yeah.
to be honest.
I'm
Yours
with
is
it.
similar to Archie's.
Yeah.
What?
Amazing.
Just long.
Last question
long
for
as
you
shit.
guys before we wrap this up. It's what I finish all of my podcasts with, and I want to give the listeners and the viewers out there something to go home with, package up, write down in their notepad, and use every single day. I want you to both give me 3 successful habits that you guys have employed throughout your life or maybe your rise to success for the people at home.
Okay. I think being able to deal with stress.
How?
I
I have cold showers every morning.
cold showers, yeah.
It's a big thing. Sunlight.
I just try and think positively. So if I'm going into a stressful situation, I'll just say this is going to be great. I'm going to kill this. Like
Positive mindset, love it.
Positive mindset. Just think. Don't think about the worst. Think about the
Yeah.
best outcomes from this. Like
Awesome.
So when I was doing the test interview, going live, like that was a nervous thing, but I was like, I'm going to kill this. Like I'm going to be the best
Yeah.
friends with all the players.
That's
like,
brilliant.
Couple beers help.
So, drink alcohol.
That's what they've taken home from this podcast. The 12-year-olds watching, you've taken home, drink beer.
Yeah, get pissed. What else? Discipline. You got to be disciplined. Like
With yourself.
Yeah. Got to be disciplined.
You got to have expectations on yourself, and if you're not meeting them, then you got to be able to have that conversation with yourself.
Brilliant.
You know
Right.
this. Like, do you feel anxious when you feel like you're not doing stuff, or you're not?
If
like,
I'm not progressing
not
100%, I'm
progressing?
very, again, like I said
Yeah.
before, very self-aware of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that comes from accountability and making sure that if I'm not holding myself accountable, I'd want my housemates, Louis and Gab, to hold me accountable and say,
yeah.
you're not doing enough, mate. Get up
Yeah.
earlier, go to the gym, go for a run, go kick the footy. Like, you're not doing what you set out to be doing. And having those kind of people around you, like I always say, you're a product of the 5 closest friends that you have or the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So
Yeah.
it's really important to make sure you surround yourself with good people, good vibes, and then you'll be a good person.
Love that. I think it's about showing up as well. Like you just got to show up. Discipline is about just doing the things because you have to do them, because that's your life.
It's just what you got to. It's
Yeah.
it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
A lot with my content, it's like you just have to go to the gym. Like you just have to eat healthy. You just have to drink water. It's like it's just like it should be a habit that you just
Yeah,
do.
that's right.
But with footy, like I rock up and go, oh, sometimes I'm like, shit, this is going to be a slog. Like, well, round 1's not till ages away, and we're about to do this massive session. Like, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to get motivated, but I think I've showed up. I'm here. Like, I've just got to give it my all, and I'm going to get better for it. Just because I'm here, just by rocking up. Like, there are times where it's like, damn, I don't want to go, but it's like I just got to get there. Once I'm there, I'm going to do the work, and then I'll be better.
100%. A lot of the questions I get always are like, how do I stay motivated? It's not motivation. It's discipline.
Yeah, because you're not going to be motivated all the time.
100%. No way.
Motivation comes and goes, but discipline can stay the same.
100%. Miles and Archie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Prime Potty. It's always a pleasure
Mate,
to see you
loved
boys. And I'm really, really, really excited for what you guys do in 2023. And I'll be following very closely, as I always am.
Thanks, mate.
Mate, I'm
We're
your
excited
biggest
for
supporter.
you. This potty's gonna be massive. I reckon.
Huge for you, mate.
Nah, I'm really excited.
More prime
honestly,
energies out in the world.
We need
Yeah.
more Prime energies.
Do we? Maybe.
That's all right, ladies and gentlemen. I
Yeah.
love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Make sure you rate us 5 stars, and I'll see you next time.